Hello, investors and traders, and welcome to the weekly market report coming to you on this April 16th. And before we get into the charts, I just want to point out that the Buffett indicator is now showing the most overbought market in the history of the U.S. stock market. You have to understand that while we continue to look at the technical signals, Warren Buffett has always been driven more by the fundamentals. And I want to bring your attention to that before we get into the technicals, as we do each and every week. Now, what is the Buffett indicator? The Buffett indicator basically is measuring overall corporate equity prices per share as compared to the US GDP. And this is the formula right up here. You could see that if you want to go ahead and do your own research and see whether or not this chart is correct. I trust the chart here showing, again, the most overbought condition in the history of the U.S. stock market. Now, in addition to that, FINRA put out a report, and by the way, this came out through the Nod Live feed this morning, that FINRA, as of February 2026, margin debt stood approximately 1.25 trillion. That's with a T. And while this marked a slight decrease from last January's 1.29 trillion that was reported, it represents a substantial 36.5% increase year over year. So what does that mean? It means investors are over leveraged. They're using borrowed money from their broker to go into the equity market. So when you get big sell-offs, especially right now, we had a pretty impressive bounce over the last 10 days. But when you've got a market that's so over leveraged, especially in the most overbought condition, any kind of a downturn could spark margin selling, which only compounds the selling pressure. Now, going back to Not Live, if you're interested in getting that kind of news in a very timely fashion, then all you have to do is take your cell phone, you could scan that code, and you could come on board for a 15-day trial. Nod does an incredible job putting out news that's market related, and most of the time he's beating Bloomberg to the punch. So let's get right into the DIA. I still have my downside target down here, DIA at 471. And you can see we have a half signal right there showing a half signal is a lower high, but still a higher low. It's half of a pivot. Well, what would you need for a full pivot? You'd need a lower high followed by a lower low. We only have the lower high, so there's a half signal. In addition to that, that's happening right at a gap fill resistance area up here. See the open gap right as I highlight that with my cursor. Down below, you can see that the stochastic is about to cross with a sell signal. The CCI down here is already crossed with a sell signal. We have a gap below the market. We have a wide divergence from that 20-period moving average. And so that's what's telling us that the market is still pointing lower. Now, I'm not looking for a crash, at least not yet. But you have to understand that today we had unemployment numbers come out that were actually positive. And you can see here, this is coming from the forexfactory.com. And you can see the unemployment numbers came out better than expected, better meaning lower unemployment claims. Yet when this news came out this morning, before the market opened at 8:30, the pre-market trading and the opening of the market did not reflect this positive news. So it's telling us that the upside is getting a little tired there. So keep that all in mind. Now, if we go to IWM, we have the same type of a condition. We have a long stretch of green that's known as a stale green light. We have a spinning top right at the resistance level off to the left. You can see all of this area up here is all resistance. You see that? So we have the wide divergence at that resistance point. We don't have a pivot yet. We certainly don't have a half signal yet, but we do have a significant drop in volume with the stochastic just about to cross down here with a sell signal. The CCI is only about 4 points away right there from crossing with a sell signal. Once that blue line goes below the red line, the sell signal will be generated. And you can see what's happened in the past when those sell signals are triggered. We generally get sell-offs that follow. So we're right at the cusp of that sell signal being generated. And I think tomorrow being Friday, expiration Friday to boot, then we could see that pivot lower. Now I still have my downside target down there on IWM at 254. Moving on to the Qs, that's basically representing the NASDAQ market here. You can see that we have a hanging man on much lower volume. Oscillators are starting to move lower, gap below the market. It's pretty much the same story as what we mentioned in IWM and the diamonds, with this all being very close to resistance area. And while this is a new high, the market is overextended as it is stretched far above that 20-period moving average. You can see the divergence as compared to what we've seen in the past, over the past 12 months here, is much greater than what we've had before. So we call that the rubber band effect. That's when the price action moves so far above the moving average, we expect that to pull back or snap back like a stretched rubber band would do. All right, so downside target on QQQ still in place down there at 596. Looking at SPY, we do have a fresh new high here, but again, the signals are still showing weakness on the buy side, wide divergences, gap below the market, oscillators pivoting lower. See the CCI down there? We'll probably get a sell signal tomorrow, especially if we get another lower volume day. You can see the volume. I'm recording this midday, but we're not even close to even 25% of the volume that we saw yesterday. So we're most likely going to close on a lower volume day. So my SPY target down there is 667. Hopping right to the VIX, ticker symbol VIX. You can see that we do have a pivot. Here we go. We have a higher low, higher high. Upside price target on the VIX is 24.34 is my first target. Then I have a secondary target up here at 32, which I believe will hit. Now, if you had a chance to catch our midweek report, I said that we had an open gap here. That gap was at 1896. Today's high is 1909. So I gave a guarantee that the gap would fill, and there's still another gap above the market up here, right in this $22 level. And that is another one I'm giving a guarantee that that will fill, because gaps fill 100% of the time on the VIX because it's an oscillating index. It's not a stock, so more or less doesn't trend. Okay, so if we have a bullish VIX, then that's going to be bearish for SPY. Now, I do want to do a quick mention out on looking at oil, ticker symbol /CL. And you can see that we've got a pivot in crude here. And so that's going to be bearish for the market. As crude goes higher, that tends to be more inflationary. And so if we are looking at the threat of inflation, then that's obviously going to hurt the economy. It's going to hurt the earnings of most companies, especially the retailers. And so you got to keep an eye on crude right there. And I'm going to do a quick PSLV flyby right here. I sold a small percentage of my position. I am going to be buying it back as we get closer to the gap fill right there. I'm thinking at about a $25 price limit on my buy. I took the GTC order out because I want to keep a closer eye on this. And so I'll keep you posted on that. I'll do my very best to put the post out on X. That's my X page. That's hashtag AJSLV trades. You could follow along with my trades there, where I'll give my notes. I'll talk about price targets and how I see gold and silver reacting. But for the short term, gold, silver, and the mining companies, I think, have a short-term potential to pull back. But it's the good news here for those who are long is that that moving average is most likely going to act as support like it did here earlier in the week. So that is the report for today. Please do your best. If you could, do us a big favor and hit that like button, add some comments. And if you haven't already subscribed, that's doing us a great favor to build the channel And we really appreciate that. I can't even thank you enough for that, because we rely on our audience to help get the word out. And with our target hit rate being so incredibly good, we want to be able to help as many people as possible by, again, educating them on how to read these charts. So again, have a great rest of the day and a good rest of the week, and we'll talk to you next time. So long.
In a world of endless data, where every second counts, introducing Nod Live, your professional compass in the chaos of the stock market. Nod Live cuts through the noise. Stay ahead with Nod Live.